Yet there is a conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Yet there is unease in Somalia. Yet there is unease in the Amhara region in Ethiopia. Yet there is unease in Central African Republic. Yet there is insurgency in northern Burkina, Mali, Chad, and unease in Guinea. And I asked myself, what is the problem? And I answered by saying, it is because we do not write our story. It is because we are defined by others. And as long as we are defined by others, as Malcolm X said famously, unless the African in the continent is respected, no black man or woman will be respected outside of the continent of Africa. There is wisdom, therefore, as my good friend Dr. Shem said, for us to begin to ask the question, who are we? And what can we do to regain confidence and to regain our rightful place in the world? Nostalgically, we talk about Mansa Musa and how his pilgrimage to Mecca changed the world. We romanticize our past. But the reality is that our continent can't do better because she did many years ago. I remember reading one of the most iconic speeches ever delivered by an African in the year 1906 at the University of Columbia by South Africa's Pixley Kaisaka said, the regeneration of Africa. That speech went into history, talked about the pioneering movers of Pan-Africanism, such as Sylvester Williams, such as Marcus Garvey, talked about many things and said that Africa must regenerate. He reminded his audience on that day.
Well, folks, good evening and welcome to today's edition of the RiverSide Talk. It is the Twa River platform. We are here tonight. Our guest is right here, and like we said on Friday, Mr. Peterson Walker will be our guest. He's seated right here, and then want to say thank you to you all who are joining us. Let's welcome our guests in here. Good evening and welcome, Mr. Walker.
Hey, guys. Thank God to be here. Sir, frankly, been a long time, man.
Yeah,
long time. Nice meeting you guys, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for your time here tonight. You made it through.
Oh, yeah. We have to. It's just like I never knew about this show. When you reached out, so I saw first the friend request. I said, so you just said myself, I'm not friendly.
Yeah.
So when I accepted it, you talk about it, I said, oh my God, I never knew. But it's my pleasure to be here, and I really appreciate that. Reaching out, and I look up for a fruitful and friendly discussion as we're here tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a new we've been operating for like 2 months now. So
okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
Oh, sorry, I mistakenly did something. Yeah, so like I said, we've been operating for like 2 months now, and we growing. So that's why we thought it was to reach out to you.
Yeah, that's my pleasure to be here. It's my pleasure to be here, and I look up for some talking.
All right. Well, folks, it is the Twi River platform. Like I said, we have our guest here tonight, Mr. Peterson Walker, the son of Nima, and one of the people that were in our county authority is our guest here tonight. And still grew to your page or follow us and still grew to your whatever you're listening to. We will dive straight into our conversation here tonight. And if you have questions, send it through the Facebook. We will ask your question for you as well. Uh, Mr. Walker, once again, welcome. And this is the Twi River online platform. We, are trying to bring the face of Twi River to the public. So thank you dearly for your time here tonight.
Thank
And I
you.
know they won't be your first and last appearance. We will
No.
continue to have conversation always.
Sure.
I have a couple of panelists. Some in India and Liberia. Hopefully, they will join us. And once they join, we will go straight into our conversation. They will meet us along the line.
Okay.
But before going, let's begin with this way. Let's start with who is Peterson Walker and your role in the past in NIMBA, and then we will start our conversation up that way.
Thank you so much. Peterson Walker was born onto, if you know, it's the woman farm boy Walker from Berkeley. And my mother is Annie Collier from Glary. So I'm a son of the soil, deeply rooted in Berkeley Territory District and Zogas Territory District. From my maternal side, my people are from Zoga, and from my paternal, I'm from Berege. In the past, I worked with the first before going to Nima. I was like working in public works. I worked for public works for a couple of years. I worked there as an assistant auditor, internal auditor, from 2010. Let's say 2009 to 210. And then I went to Cocopa. I worked in Cocopa. First started as what we call QuickBooks specialist. QuickBooks specialist is accounting software, a program. So the company management, they were looking for somebody who was an expert in that direction. So the former manager at the time, they called Charles Tripp for the United States. He tested my work and asked few people. So he hired me as a QuickBooks specialist. As time went back, I soon I was promoted to a finance manager, accounting operation manager at Cocopa. That was late 2012 to 2013. And when things started getting a little bit tough for Cocopa, because Cocopa was looking for money for investment, and they needed to do audit. So they audited Cocopa during my administration. And then that information went to we call OPEC. OPEC is the world oil company, but they have an investment loan. So OPEC was set to give Cocopa like 2.7 million, 22.7 million for investment package after our financial projections and our audit. But it was in the talking when OPEC sent somebody to Liberia to view the farm and what have you. And then shortly, there was a political uprising in Cocopa, and immediately the Blanc people and the Leson people said they wanted their land, and the issue went to government. So they terminated that concession agreement with them. And so things started getting rough. So we went to Nima County administration during the election around 2013. 2013, by the time Honorable Garrison Yiru was representative, he and I closely from student politics, and then we met in national government, public works, and he was with the fleet management, and I was in the audit section. So when he got to know that I was in Sanico and there were the position of a controller they were contesting for, he said, "Well, man, I know you can do this. You can do this work." And he did extremely well, introduced me to a lot of most of the lawmakers. And that's how I came to the Nima County administration when I was elected. Out of 99 persons contested, I think I won with 72 votes. So that's how I entered Nima County administration with 2013. So I worked my way up from performance, set up system, and upgraded a lot of stuff until Mose Medina and they joined us around 2015. And we successfully worked until up to 2019. When CDC took over, things started getting internally tough. And there were a lot of how you call it, threats, and there were a lot of other issues that were internal. And those of us that were working with those seditions and working with other people, we said, well, better is ahead than what you have. So we have to professionally take our exit. That's how we exited from Nima County administration. But now we exited when we got to the United States, we Canada, things are moving okay. And in Canada, we decided to pursue some other professional, standpoint and try to get some diploma. And we said no, we want to get a license. We are licensed as financial professional here in Canada, offering some services to family for investment, to individual business owner. And so currently we that's what we do. I'm here as financial professional, a licensed financial professional. So I'm thrilled to be on your show tonight. And I think we look up to, more discussion. Professional background, I don't often talk about, my educational level because I feel that these are, at an advantage whenever your behavior, your attitude does not match to what you say you are. People don't, even if you are wherever you think you are. So yes, we have professional background from academic level and what have you, wherever you think we are right there. So I just want to leave it right there. And I'm a son of people. Yeah.
Well, let me say thank you for that. Well outlined portfolio, and I must admit, though, I never knew that you were so rooted in finance to that extent. Well, yeah, honestly speaking, this is like I always say to everybody, this platform belongs to all of us, the entire citizen of Trois River. One person got to start something, and then we all can't just wait and say, oh, it got to be done by politicians. So that's why some of us thought it was to, come up with some ideas that we all can share with one another. So welcome again home. This is Trois River, a son of Trois River, and we welcome you gladly home. Now, you as a financial person, and you've been into Nima finances for some extensive period of time. Over the weeks, we saw some. The entire Facebook was flooded with our audit report from NIMBA. And as a financial person who was also in the administration at time, because I knew you work with former Soup Dog Cooper.
Yeah.
Dog Cooper names appear in the report. What is your take on that financial report?
So, I always say that I think I appeared on BKS the last time. And our society is a gullible society. When you are now working in administration, the thinking people have is everybody in the administration, they are corrupt. Everybody there is not doing anything better. Yet, they will get somebody from different county or somebody from different area and start to heal that person. Forgetting to know that these people and yourself have been working together, only opportunity that they have that make them to go ahead of you. So that's how our society look like. Whenever we are not working the system, we condemn the system to the last degree. But frankly speaking to you, when I saw the audit report, I mentioned it last time. In fact, before getting to the audit report, When I left from NEMA, before coming to NEMA, I was audited when I was in the public works. We work in the internal audit section. That was the first audit. So we got audited. It was the late Peter Kirby was my boss at the time. So internal audit, we used to do what we call pre-audit. Pre-audit is there will be expenditure. They got to send it to you guys. You guys got to look into that and see the validity of that particular document before you validate that, or before you tell the minister, oh, yes, this meets with compliance. So that was a major role we were playing. So whenever there are projects, we used to send people, or we ourselves sometimes we go and see the actual people working. So there were a lot of things I know about audit. The first time they audited us, I was blind to audit. That was then 2009. I was like blind to audit, but that was the first. When I got to Cocoa, the second audit, it was like I was a little bit, ahead because I already get that kind of thing. When auditor sent engagement letter, then it opens your eyes if you are a financial person as to what you need to get ready for auditors. When I get on NEMA County Administration, there was a third audit of mine, time. That audit, it took place around October 2013. When I got on NEMA, like April 2013, I took office. Immediately, my late boss, Clinton Leroy, he had worked with other people, and PMC just merged with PIU and the county administration at the time. There were serious challenge. When I talk about challenge, I mean challenge. There were no financial statement. There were nothing like you have financial statement that you will give it to auditor. So, I started working on those documentation. I prepared the financial information, that was clearly something that at least NEMA County was able to present, and there was audit. So what am I saying? That I understand exactly what auditor wants when auditors are coming. This current audit that is in discussion, I was in NEMA. I set up system, work with it from 2013 to 2019 May when I left from NEMA County Administration. So 2019, so the audit period is 2018 budget period to 2019 budget period. Meaning the budget period is around June, right? So from 2018 to 2019 June period, that was my active, functions in NEMA County Administration during under the audit period. When I saw the audit, I felt very bad, even though I yammed for that audit, because when you leave as financial professional, the only thing that will free you, that you will feel like, yes, at least I passed by that stage, I'm looking up for another opportunity, is when your performance being tested by external party. Then you whatever results comes, then you say, yes, at least I've been tested, things have been settled from where I left, I can forward for the betterment. So I've been yearning to get this audit process done. And when the superintendent initiated the audit, even when she started talking about it, I was so glad. So when the audit started, the superintendent sent out information around to Doc Cooper. Inform your guys that the auditors are here. And so the Doc Cooper said, well, as to Gompa Osolo Dan, he was my controller, that the auditors are in NEMA. So you guys need to avail yourself. Our schedule in this Western country. It's not a Liberia schedule. For me, I'm like 6 hours, behind Liberia time. So I need to adjust myself to be able to respond to audit queries. Engagement letter come, I get it, they send it to us. I instructed the controller, instructed the account technicians. The lady, I think she currently works with the county. I'm not too sure about that, but I know she currently works with the county. I told she and Gompa to make sure all of these documents, especially our time, should be available. So they went, they did everything as per what I saw, the report I got. Audit went. Thinking I responded neatly, thinking that yes, we have responded to what we did. On the contrary, when the audit report came, GAC said it did not see a single document for few transactions. In fact, there were no system set up. I was like a little bit like, what really is happening? Is that professional body that did this work or somebody guessing? Because it's like somebody sent you, so please go clean this place. When you clean the place, to your understanding, you have cleaned the place. At least the person should kind of say, even though you clean the place, but it's still dirty. But the prosecutor says, they say the man had not even cleaned anywhere. So that's one side of it. For the period I worked up to the time, in fact, I went as quickly as possible, all of those responses, I cataloged them and sent it immediately and told them to serve the superintendent, let her try and send it to the GSC. If they didn't see it, let them see it. That's one aspect. But the period that we didn't work, that's where I got frustrated, because I try for my younger brothers, professional brothers, to try to look into it, even make comment to what had been claimed that was mismanaged under their regime. Nobody had even spoken to that. So it buffers me a lot. It baffles me. I said, well, why were you as a professional person done something and somebody came and talking about it? There is no stand that you can say, oh no, this is like this and this is like that. So in a nutshell, the audit report, your name being audit report is not anything wrong. And I said, when your name is in audit report, it speaks two things. Number one, you are one of the person that is performing, that is serving the people. And it is because of your role played in that area, your name will be involved in the audit report. Number two, when your name is in audit report, the outcome of your name being audit report, the stand of your name being audit report, could interpret whether you are somebody that people can confide in, or you are not a good citizen. Let's just say, lack of better word, you are not a good citizen. That is, if you work in a place as a financial person and you cannot account for people talking about 12 million, people talking about 5 million, we're not talking about Liberian dollars. so that's the thing. And that's for me, I can clearly tell anybody, I doubt that. There may be something happening. And I'm not in any way telling somebody, say, people did not corrupt the country. Don't get me wrong. Anybody who listens to me should not get me wrong. My standpoint from my own professional background and the work I sacrifice to do, it's not just possible a finance person. Within 3 years, because I worked from 2013 to 2019, right? I'm talking about my system. Their major thing is they said the system I set up was not functional. That's the one I have problem with. Just my system, they say it's not functional. I take serious exception to that. Then what more? Somebody should tell you that on the 3 years before you work, 12 million got missing, and you can't make statements. You can't say anything. That is the area I have problem. And I always tell my colleagues, say, look, guys, this is not about being silent. This is about saying exactly what happened. And so I can say that I seriously doubt that. Not saying it didn't happen, but to go to that level is I can't understand. I can tell anybody I can't understand that. Number one. Number two, I can't understand how possible the system I know that somebody will walk to a counter with $2 million check, as per in people insinuating that somebody walk to a counter and get $2 million check to the lawmaker to go cash it. So you understand, when I said and think, you're talking about $2 million United States dollars. Somebody went to the counter with it. It means the bank teller herself the financial management, the FIU unit, financial investigation unit in that bank, the manager. So where they recently went that they will cash $2 million USD on counter. So when I was at the county administration, the assistant superintendent of fiscal affairs, say Musa and myself, we have some differences. Anybody can tell you. I didn't go on. If I have some difference with you or some problem with you, I don't make issue with him on the air. I know it's professional. I handle you and myself our issue professionally. We were not in the same boat. We were not moving well because I feel there was something that he couldn't do to my satisfaction, and my principal could not serve me for that. So, but I cannot see the fact and say because he and I had a difference, it means this thing. I start to propagate that. So I still doubt that say Musa went to the counter with $2 million check and give it to the lawmaker. My people, I don't see that possible. But there might be some other thing that I can term it as. Maybe they give the check to Nima County, and then when the then government got to know that money was too much for Nima, they canceled the check and they didn't cash it. When somebody tell me that, I would believe that. But if somebody is telling me, if GSC would tell me, say they go cash $2 million check on counter, I would tell you no way. Go bring the bank. Go to the bank. Let's go there and go check the record. It's not possible. So these are my positions about it. I just want to make that the audit report is bad. Nobody should say yes, it's good. Nobody should give some credence to it. The audit report set Nima in a very bad book. Very bad book. $12 million cannot get missing within 3 years. It's not possible. So that's how we leave it. And yes, we can keep the conversation going, but that's how I see everything. And that's my comment towards that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Walker. Aaron, I wanted you to ask your question since you went away.
You are muted. You are muted.
No, he's not muted. That's Aaron.
You are muted.
No.
It's not.
It's Jackson that is muted. Well, folks that are following us, we are here tonight.
Are you hearing him? But we're not
Lincoln,
hearing him.
Lincoln, you go off and come back. You are hearing you.
No, we're not hearing you.
Lincoln, I'm hearing you and I'm hearing you. Listen.
Yeah, Mr. Walker, I get to you.
Bring him back. He'll be okay.
Well, folks that are following us, we are here tonight in conversation with Mr. Peterson Walker, a son of Twa River and son of Nima as well. Jackson, let's go to Harrison since his network will soon start giving problem too. Mr. Ball, welcome to the show. Go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you, Susea. I know that my network will soon start going. All right. Thank you, Mr. Walker, and welcome to our show. And we hope you will always have the luxurious of time to come forward to discuss our county Nima, Liberia, and our district 3 and 4. Well, I just joined in. I heard you saying concerning the check about, say, El Musa, but before the audit report can come out for us to look at it, I seen check issue came out when they even asked Mr. Musa at the time that he carried the check, whether the check got missing in transit, and today the same check audit report is bringing about it. And you are saying, maybe you from the financial background, you know how, because for me, when it comes to injection, I'll better explain it. Yeah, but when it comes to financial, but from layman understanding, because that check business came, it was rack and roll. Say, Ellen Musa said he carried the check, he deposited the check, and other people said the check is not at this, and the audit report is saying that the check was released from Central Bank to Nima County. So how can you reconcile the both statements? Because at the time before the audit report, I seen check issue was in the corridor.
So you finished?
Yeah,
Like I said,
and my
I
first
think when
question.
I landed with this statement that there are possibility of check as such to get missing. The possibility is because we were dealing with a government that never had time to even distinguish between what is right for us or what is right for them. Anything that come in is what is bushel, what is spent. We were dealing with that government. Where some people, some of us saw how auditors and other people, got missing when there were critical issues that are supposed to speak to or they're supposed to present. So I'm not saying that it's not possible that check come from Central Bank to Nima. There's a clear possibility it can work. In fact, when I was there, our checks we got from Central Bank for Nima County administration, we put in extra time. And I can tell you that for sure. I can remember the last money we got from Ministry of Finance. It was Dara Guegro, it was Honorable Tuan Grikia, it was Roger Duma, myself, and other people will have to go to Central Bank. I mean, not Central Bank, to Ministry of Finance. We engaged these people and they said, okay, we're going to send you people some money. So to Nima County to get our money, Nima County to get our money, it can be tough. Now, what I'm saying is, it's possible the check comes from Central Bank to Nima. And then in the token, they cancel it. And when it is canceled, it's not possible. It can't go in the account. Now, if the check was released from Central Bank, it is not in Nima County account. Then how can you say that the money was taken from Nima County account? The check was drawn down from Nima County Bank. So guys, the idea is it's possible that the check was given to Nima, but it did not hit Nima account. Like he said, and Semula said he went to deposit a check and the check got messy. He get a check, and all that things start saying it. But the problem I have with some media conflicting statement is they withdrew that check from the Nima account. And the reason I have that hesitation, I have that kind of a conflict or just a doubt is before you spend money from the Nima account, I'm not talking about the recent period. At the time I was there, we already checked in Nima County. We are finished doing the procurement activities. Already checked. The check goes to internal affairs. When the check gets to internal affairs, they send it to the internal audit section. The internal auditor will review that check and order that payment and issue what they call clearance. That clearance will go to Ministry of the Deputy Minister for Finance. I mean, let's say for administration internal affairs desk. He takes the time and go through that check and go through the documentation before he either send the release copy to the minister to sign for you to go to the bank to get money. So it means if that information is true, it means that $2 million check went to internal auditor. The internal auditor got to clear that $2 million. That $2 million check, it has to go to minister or deputy minister of administration, and then he clears that money before they go to the bank. Because if you carry, I'm talking about $1,000, even your payroll, if your payroll doesn't go to Ministry of Internal Affairs for that clearance to come, you can't take it to the bank. You go to the bank will send you back. So that's the possibility, that's the probability I'm seeing. But they are saying that the check was sent, he carried the check and gave it to the late lawmaker, Guegro, and then it left with them, the cashier or something like that. So I'm not saying that it's not possible to get a check. It's possible to get it, but for me, my understanding, my conscience will not serve it right to sit there and say, yes, Musa took the check and cash it out and stuff like that. No, I'm not speaking for him, but I'm just speaking from my own experience and my own standpoint as financial person. How possible it is to cash $2 million on the counter in Liberia. No, if I transfer before you do those things in this country that where I am, that I've dealt with a lot of financial activities here, it's not even possible. Then Liberia, yeah, maybe, but I don't think from my experience, it's possible to do that easily. But the possibility is government could cancel that check because they feel that they are going for election. They give huge check to Niba County, and for that reason, something could happen. The only best person I can talk to this thing is Say Musa and Harris Enemy can be able to speak to it better for clarity.
Yeah, follow-up question before my last question. Like you just gave all the procedures, how the check leave from central bank back to the county, back to the Ministry of Finance, back to the county before disbursement. Like you said, the check will come pass through all the internal audit and everything before it go to the bank. And I guess, say El Musa is financially inclined, check that just came from central bank. You will not just take it to go and deposit or to go carry directly to the bank when it's not pass through these different processes. Don't you think? And all right, then before I go on to don't you think, if the check was cancelled by the government, don't you think that it will reflect onto Nima County account?
No.
Or it will reflect, even the internal audit will also get record on it that they check that passed to our area that were cleared through all the deputy minister of administration back to the county, and the government see it later on and cancel it. Don't you think it will reflect through the same process, or it will just happen?
No, Harris, not the check, not the other check I'm talking about. The check that comes for deposit, it doesn't go to a lot of places. When you get a check from finance, when you get a check from finance, you carry it straight to deposit. That's the money that comes to the county. It doesn't have to go through deputy minister, this and that. I'm talking about disbursement from the county, expenditure from the county. Okay, because the check we're talking about, they said they went and cashed the check. That's what I'm saying. It's not possible to catch, but to deposit, anybody can deposit. In fact, you that here, you can take $2 today and go deposit in the Nima account. Nobody will ask you any question. They just say, oh, the citizen of Nima want to support Nima. Nobody will ask you. But to go take $2 from Nima County account now, that's the process I'm telling you about. Okay? It is free to deposit money there, but it's not just easy to take money from there. That's the process. To take money from there, you have to write a check. You got to go to internal first. All of you guys who from the country, you will sign it and put paper on it and ask the auditor to review the supporting documents and the check itself. At internal affairs auditor check those documents you guys send. Sometimes they deny. Many times they deny. They say, we don't see procurement record there. We don't see receipt. We don't see this one. We don't see report. Internal auditor at Ministry of Internal Affairs. They will send that query back. And you have to come back and put those documentation behind that check and send it back. Before they send when they agree with it, they send you relief to go to the minister for approval. And minister letter is what the bank looks at the disbursement window at the bank before they give you the money on that check. So that's the process I'm talking about. So the kind of process for one or two persons to beat it with $2 million, that's the one I say, it's not possible. The possibility are yet to see it. The auditor too is not saying that the check was taken from the Nima County account. The auditor is not saying that. What I've been reading, the auditor did not say that. They say, in audit information, people can use information to like, for example, I get to audit Voice of RiverSide. And then when I came, I asked the finance person to give me some document. The finance person is not available to give me the document. So I started asking, then Aaron said, you got to check that man good. I mean, that's a good friend, right? Just started telling me, you got to check that man good. Because the money we've been getting here, we didn't know what happened. In fact, the last time there was some money key, we didn't know what they did with it. So you say it's not giving me clear information on these things. The external source become a source of me to trace. So that information, I can use it to trace some other information. If I don't get it, I can also mention certain things about that information. So the auditors did not see money come from the County account, but they have the information that there were $2 million check that came. So the auditor went to, according to them, I'm not seeing that they went to find, to central bank, and they said central bank check giving was not deposited into Nima County account. So $2 million check is missing. So you get that scenario. That's why I'm saying from that kind of statement, I deduce from that it's possible that yes, indeed, people may cancel that check. You get that? That's why I'm saying the possibility of canceling that check that it did not hit in my account. But I'm not saying that it's not possible that they get a check. Yeah, they could get a check and then government cancel it.
All right.
Thank you.
There are a lot of means to get money from any corporate account besides talking about government. There are a lot of means. Okay. Some of those, if the auditor has said these guys wrote this check to procuring or also to contractor, you get that? There's no doubt. It's possible that you get a check to contractor and the contractor when they cash in, you get the money from them. Like besides that check, they talk about many other, mismanagement, right? In millions of dollars, right? So
Yeah.
how did it work? Like the spare parts stuff they talk about, they mentioned in the audit, they said there was so huge money to spare parts and there were no much supporting document. You speak in that term, then yes, it makes sense. It's possible, the possibility exists. But you can't tell anybody, any reasonable person that somebody walked to the counter with $2 million check to lawmaker, the same lawmaker we put in there, they carry $2 million check for them and when cash it. So that argument, yes, professional people and people who will reason from that point. But for me, no auditor can tell me that happened in Liberia or let's say in that place. I believe that one day.
Okay. Harrison, you done with your question? All right.
Thank you. Yeah, I read for them.
Jason, I sent you a message. Look at it real quick. All right, folks. Want to say thank you to you all. Like I said, Mr. Walker is our guest here tonight, and we want to say thank you to you all for your time. Those of you watching via Facebook, YouTube. Mr. Aaron Way, it's over to you. Ask the 2 questions.
Thank you, CEO, and good evening, and can I say good morning? It depends on the location of our guest. See you, brother, long time.
Yeah.
Now they say the good evening time.
No, one time.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good. That's the beauty of that what made the Almighty God wonderful.
Right.
It has been a long time to kick the ball rolling. Let me quickly ask you to talk a bit about working with former superintendent Franz Zwagle with the first, stand to be corrected, a 16th superintendent for fiscal and financial management, Honorable Moses D. Medin administration, and that position has been transitioned onto county financial officer. How was it looking like before we could dive into the coming of the CDC? We talk about C.E.S. Musa and the rest of the guys. How was it looking like before?
Working with these professional guys, it was exceptional. Like you are a footballer. Let me just give that little, example so it can interpret what I will say to people who will listen. If you are a professional football player like Joshua, those days, and then Joshua is playing on an international level, everybody, when he touches football, it's a goal straight. And it is all of these things. And then you took Joshua from there and put him among Grand Crew team. Do you think Joshua will do anything better? What does that mean? When you're among professional people And those professional people are helping you to do a lot of things. The counter smarts. Mine experience with these people, there are enhancements along the way in many things we do. If I'm like going on the field thinking about this thing, Moses and from going to Morovia and show Anima can get our money. When the money hit the ground, they're talking about project, they're not thinking whether the project management is going to have problem, because they know by the time the money hit the account, Peterson is there to make sure this thing is working this way. So it was a very cordial and very speeded movement in Nima. You see, during 2015, all over in Liberia, thinking say Nima is just a government, local government, and it's just a government by itself. Everywhere there were development, everywhere there were machine moving. The machine today that is grounded, that couldn't move, we faced a lot of challenges at the time. Machine broke down. But yet, you know what? When I tell Fonzo, say that machine is broken down, Fonzo say, do everything that is possible that we can get a machine moving. It can't stop. Moses is going to Morovia, to PPCC, making sure that all of the procurement activities is enhanced. And by the time we look, many times we issue what they call restricted bidding. Restricted bidding comes in. This thing, it is only the vendor can supply this thing. So when you ask for restricted bidding, immediately they give you the go ahead to contact that vendor. That vendor will immediately get the funding and they will produce those parts. So many times, Nima people never knew that machine used to pack like high packing. But it doesn't mean it was not happening. They were happening, but we were forceful moving it. So working with these guys, they enhanced a lot of work we did. They enhanced a lot of, I never worry about money not coming on time, because I know by the time our project, we finish allocating, appropriating all of the funding, I send a message to the superintendent, the money I see in our account is not sufficient, no money there now, because all that money for projects. For example, there was no unfinished project with all payment done in the county during our time, no way. If the project is still incomplete, it means the payment is right to that level. We are not paying for it. But when we paid for a project, it means the project is completed. In fact, when it gets completed, we turn around and hold what we call 10% of the cost of that project. So, Fonzo understood the terrain as a manager, as a financial, administrators. Moses is a financial expert, understand that terrain. So they and myself working together, it can be compared to like Harris and me working with Nelson Kwekwe. Because if even Harris and me is professional to the level, he will still get hollows along the way. Say Musa has his own challenges that I cannot discuss it, because myself, I had it tough with him. He and myself, even many times talk about Josh between us, talk about, talk between us. But these things, nobody heard it, because, well, Peterson is not a person who will get in administration, and everybody start to know that the thing happening. And my own thinking is, whenever a professional person hit the wall, in the sense that you don't know what to do, the next thing that come out of you is noise. But once you know what to do, when you go into the war, you know how to dodge that war. So meaning, if you're working with even your friend, professional person, that person is not to the task, you know how to go around that person and get things done, instead of you making for nothing noise with that person. So Harrison and me had a tough time as compared to my time. My time, I worked with professionals who knew everything, who many times helped me to move along. So you can't compare that with that period when my junior colleagues didn't work.
No.
I mean, you can see that. So that's what I made that comparison.
Yeah, Honorable Chairman, my next concern has to do with what are the roles of the RAA? I'm sure that is the internal audit agency that was brought in the county to to minimize some of those challenges we are talking about. Because the reason is that if the Internal Audit Agency, the IAA, has been in the county from you people administration up to now, I'm quite sure that some of those things will not happen because they will be in the background to help minimize some of those challenges the county is facing today. So at that time, and at the time of you probably working with the CDC administration, with the coming of Harry Yinemi and the rest of those guys.
So IAA came to the county under CDC regime. For our time, IA was to Internal Affairs, or I think IA came, yes, it was in CDC now, 2019 IA came, yeah. But at the time, IA was seated Administrator of Internal Affairs, so all of the payment used to go to Name Morovia. But when it came to NEMA, at the time IA came and I was there were no much work being done for us. Even though IA were there, but every payment we did, it still went to Morovia IAA, Morovia Internal Audit Agency at Ministry of Internal Affairs. But the role for IAA, or the role of IAA in the county, is what I mentioned earlier, pre-audit. A pre-audit should be done by IAA. That is, the IAA should be able to provide professional advice to the superintendent. IAA should be able to look at your document and advise the superintendent, this document does not meet this, and this. You guys need to do it better before you leave. That is, if we are cognizant of the fact that these people, we need to show our document to them. I hope you understand what I mean. That is, if we are aware of the danger of doing certain things, and then we say, well, since I reached the level, let me show it to Aaron. Maybe take, for example, let's say it's the superintendent in this place, or let's say it's the manager for this place. Aaron is the internal auditor here. Peterson is the financial manager or controller. The law is clear. Once IAA is there, when I get this document, I should carry it to Aaron to look at it first. But if Peterson prepared this record and think that I'm doing the right thing, I need another eye to look at it to make it good, perfect, and then take it to Aaron. Or I leave Aaron sitting on one side and go to USA and look at that document and say, I'm going to carry that thing to Morovia. Aaron will be saying that the government will be paying him, but Aaron doing nothing. So if the management recognizes the importance of IAA, IA becomes functional. You get the point? IA becomes functional. But if the management ignore the internal audit agency in the county, they place them in administrative falsehood. They place them in an area, they call them, they are here, but they are toothless bulldog. They're doing nothing, absolutely. So IA is very important in the institution, and I really enjoy when I work with IAA. Many times, some of you guys were in the county, many times, internal auditors used to come to NEMA. They review our project. I think I can imagine almost 6 different times internal auditor will come and do financial review at the time they were not in NEMA. Many times when they come, they do project review almost the GSC. The only thing they don't do is they will not can see your system here and they get another report. That one they were not doing it. So that one there, I take it. Let's say I give it to IA. So IA is very important, but management will make IA to be important. IA will be sitting out there making free money, eating free money from government. The management decides to leave them aside. So for me, I believe if these reports that we're looking at after investigation, if they happen to be real that these things happen, then definitely our colleagues did not make use of IA present in the county. why a person is important in an institution.
Aaron, you got any follow up?
Yeah, the next thing I think Harrison was, diving into that concerning this $2 million quote unquote issue. I'm quite sure prior to this, I think it happens around the 2023 during the general presidential elections
Right.
when the outgoing or when the former fiscal, that is a county a finance officer now, Honorable C.E.S. Musa, I think when he took the airway that was $2 million checks that he took it to the counter, and unfortunately the money the check disappeared or got missing from him. And at that time, when the current superintendent came and got an echo, she said that she couldn't believe it, because for $2 million check to just disappear in thin air at the
It's not.
counter, it was something that it was unimaginable.
Mhm.
Now, and if you follow those guys' activity at this time, they are coming in a county where the slogan was that it was our time to come and enjoy. Former PNC chair Peterson Walker then came, they played their part. Former Superintendent Fons Zwagli then came, they played their part. The former fiscal Moses Mendy then came, they played their part, they have left. It is our time now, because we suffer behind CDC, we have won the election. It is about time now that we operate the county. And
Yeah.
there was certain time that came that over 10, I stand to be corrected, over 10,000 United States dollars got missing from the former chairman Harry Yenemi. 6,000 got missing from St. Takra, from a local entertainment center in Sanikole one night. And for the former chairman Harry Yenemi, some of the money were taken from his son by the former police commander Wari at the time. And the records are there. It happened that police has information on some of those money that I'm talking about. Now, working with those guys and taking money from the county, like you rightfully said, is sometimes, let me put it in this context. Anybody can deposit in my private account, but nobody can take money there easily,
No.
because what? It requires some documentation.
Yeah.
What really happened that they counted the issue of this one compliance audit has gone viral? Is it because I remember the former district number 5 lawmaker, now Senator Koga, saying that bringing on board those guys from down there without blending them with some experienced people are going to bring some challenges in the county in the future. So what is your talk when it comes to this?
For this one, I will just say exactly the reason for which this is happening. It is stakeholders' mistake. This is stakeholders' mistake. Key stakeholders who are supposed to prevent something from happening, they were endowed with political movement, they were endowed with politics, and forgot to know that they are endangering the future of the young people. And this is the place where we are. Before Peterson, when I was there, before I even came to be controller in Nima County, I just outlined where I passed with the experience I came from. From public works in assisting internal auditor, came to COCOPA from QuickBooks specialist, that is the position equivalent to chief accountant, and then ascended to accounts operation manager before I came to be controller. And being controller with veterans, honor veterans. Clinton Leroy was a veteran, a long-standing, experienced United Nations expert. That's what Clinton did. And I worked with Clinton. I worked with Eddie. From there, before I ascended to acting chairman. I mean, you guys were in Liberia. Some of you were following. Before I begin acting chairman under Fonz Zwagli, with Moses Mending from the NGOs circle from Carry Secretariat, financial position, came. I started working with them before I became chairman. But on the contrary, the education was there with Harris, but the experience was not there. The first thing that Harris suffered from, in my opinion, was to even identify that this is my professional senior colleagues. Let me seek some advice for the person. If he did it, then the first time I tried to advise him, because here I have some relationship when he was with the late representative Wooler office. And these guys, to be frank, they were so friendly that they even supported me to be chairman in the county. Just imagine I went two unopposed. Nobody went against me. My second election or appointment to a acting chairman position or treasurer position, and my election to chairmanship, all of these guys said, well, we cannot encourage anybody to go against this board, because this is a young man, professional young man that is working in this county, and nobody is complaining that this man is lavishing the county money, is doing this. So there's no need for us to post somebody against him. Harris was in Wooler office. Harris knew the work I was doing. So when he took over, I had a feeling like, you saw your little brother have ascended to where you were. So what can you do to be assistant? The first time I tried to talk to that boy, I mean, those of you people who listen to radio, he went on radio, he did what he did. So when I went back and explained some things, a lot of people you were working with, some of those media, our own brother there from Tar River there, they started to go media, they started to say some other things. I said, let me keep quiet before people say. Somebody who don't understand will say Peterson is in argument with Harris. But these guys, these media guys that were backing him, they were now understanding what we were saying today. I mean, before, they are not talking now because of the hot water he's in. The first advice I was telling you is, you got to be careful with lawmakers. It's no disrespect to them. The lawmakers want something to be done in their district. For that reason, they want you to do the work. Whether it is their actual time to go do the work there or not, they don't care. What they want is they want our job to be done. You as a PSC chairman should be professional, should be knowledgeable enough, and tell the honorable, say, yes, honorable, your own time will be next time, and this person time is this time. If you can't do it, you go in there and taking all the money, you spend it in our lawmaker district, you will respond to that. And this is the response now. If the information coming, how you call it, Greek Care was there, Doma was there, was consulting. If these things are true, who will believe it? For me, I can't believe it. If I believe it in a physical thing, paper-wise, Harry was the one that signed the paper. So it's lack of experience. This thing, if it is true, it is the policy maker makes serious mistake, and they got to learn from their mistake. Koga knew the work. Koga many times said, my man, I went out to go do the work in the district. And he knew that we used to tell his big brother, we will go there, but in that time. Honorable Larry Youngcoin, many times he was so vexed with me. I'm not going to do the work in his area. I said, honorable, all of these people, all of you people get scheduled. It's not time for your area. The same thing, Honorable Timber. So I didn't say one day to them, they don't talk to me. I start rushing to do it as if to say, I have no work plan. I have nothing. No. So you're working with lawmaker, you got to be careful. You got to know what you're doing. If not, if all of them, not the same person that will help you, some of them will be there to break you. But when it comes to paperwork, their signature not there. Nothing there. Only you signing the document, you will be in the problem, you will go. So with the experience we carried to Nima County, and we had, no lawmaker was able to manipulate us to do what we're not supposed to do. No. If it's not your time, it's not your time. Even the road from Campley, passing going to Dogwatu, not Dogwatu now, going to Guaguatu. Or Wole at the time, he told us to do the work. There were people in the county administration, I will not call their name, that said we should not do that work. But the machine was right in Campley. They said you take the machine from there and carry a different area. You know what I told them? I said, not possible. This man is a city lawmaker. We're right here. The man whom is around Yapley area, and no car road to go down there. And I'm here with the machine. He's talking to me to carry a machine and to face the road. And somebody tell me I should take the machine from there. Not possible. I went to phone, so the phone say, who the chairman in the place? I said, I don't want. He said, when you carry the machine, somebody will come and take it from there. I said, no, it's okay. I don't want to hear that. I said, okay, that was a clear message. And that road was done when we hit that place. But later on, PMC name not there. Only the authority name is called when you do the best job. But when the bad job is done, it is the people who were there. So lack of experience. If this thing be true, it is lack of experience that put our brothers into hard water. That's it. And it is a clear experience for every one of us living, witnessing this, that tomorrow, if Voice of River is big tomorrow, TV station and what have you, we should not bring our brother that is not qualified to take care of it, to manage it. No, you should be condescending that it's better professional people go there. I never privatize non-professional person to work along with me. No, because you know what? I'm not afraid. When professional people are around me, I will shine more. But when they are not around, that's when I will be buried. Right now, one of the things I like about the current superintendent, people should surround yourself with are knowledgeable people. Yes, I would say that. I'm not in your administration, but I can say that. She surrounds herself with knowledgeable people. That is very, very excellent on her part. With that, it's hard for you to see your own downfall. Because even if you're making mistakes, those people will be happy to cover you up. They will be happy to bring you up. But if you carry non-professional people around you, my brother, this station will go down quick. Because why? They will start insulting people that will come and show set. So as a result, now you'll not be seeing somebody to come talk to you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Walker. Yeah. Jackson, it's over to you.
Thank you very much, CEO. And let me say good morning to Mr. Walker.
Yeah.
From my end.
Yes, I know.
Mr. Walker, have you read all the report?
I significantly read it. I can say yes, I read it because, in fact, before the other report came up, I played with it a lot. I responded to them a lot.
You were responding to Aaron Way not too long that during your administration, there was no unfinished project. Please go on page 7 of the audit report that talk about abandoned and incomplete project.
Yeah.
That's somewhat to $735,624 United States dollar. How do you compromise that with what you just said not too long?
Go to that report, see the year the project was initiated.
It's 2015 to 2019. I'm squarely discussing in your terrain 2015 to 2019. Page
2015
7.
to 2019. And which project is that? Because I have gone to that page. I didn't see
the other report says on page 7, it talk about abandoned project and incomplete. We is counted for like $735,624. Fiscal year 2015 to 2019.
Can you call one of the projects name? That what I'm saying, unless I open this.
That's the reason I'm asking, because it discussed about the discrepancy that had to do it on undocumented project and uncompleted project. That's the reason I'm asking whether you read the other report. You went in depth to
I
get
read it. Just 1 minute. I want to get to that. If it is open before you, we can discuss it from what opened before you. Call that project name so we can talk about it. That's what I'm saying. If you can open that project, because they audit the year, they talk about the year we serve, and then you come to incomplete project. The uncompleted project is clearly for 2013. I mean, let's say 2023. Not 2023. Yes, 2020, 2023. Just coming upward. But when I left from Nima County, was there uncompleted project? There were 2 unfinished projects. Those 2 unfinished projects, all of those projects I did, they are right in my head. Nothing is out of my head because this is something I play with every day. The uncompleted project, 2 uncompleted projects were, one was a school, I mean, no, not school. One was the guest house or city hall in Ban. The Ban city hall was not completed. It was still ongoing. The money was not paid. All the money had not been paid. In fact, that was the money we were running behind. If you heard Senator Johnson talking about they're not paying or it was for that. Since because the contractor would do project to a certain percentage, and then we pay them that percentage before they proceed. So Ban City Hall, look there, where you see Ban City Hall there. The Ban City Hall was not completed then because it left over and the funding was not paid. So it went to the other people. The second project that I don't even see it down there is the youth center in Brole. Yeah, Brole. When you go into Buto, Brole. Before getting to in Brole. That was a youth center there. At the time I left from Nima, that project was not completed. But everything had been done. What was left was the city. They were doing the city. The money was all not paid. Because why? The money was not available and the project reached that point. Besides these 2 projects, no project down there that Peterson did that was not completed. I'm not looking at the paper, but I know exactly what I'm talking about. So
yes,
far,
honor your routine, honor your routine from like I'm just quite delving from this. It's from 2015. They talk about on your routine. They talk about unexplained. Let me say 730 some more thousand and money that were only accounted for without document.
No,
And
let me say something. The money that they said
fiscal year 2015 to 2019 on the basis of variance that it was not accounted for.
Now you're talking something. Variance, you see now there, look, my brother, the paper not from me, but I'm telling you, I can go step by step. Whenever you talk about a particular point there, I know what you're talking about. That variance, when you talk about variance analysis, all the professional accountants or finance people will explain clearly. They will understand what we call variance analysis. Variance analysis is done with what? Budgeted versus actual. Budgeted means the money you said, you say we're going to spend the money, even though you're not getting it yet. You say we'll spend this money. And then everybody agrees, say, yes, this money is set to give it to a zoo to spend it. And zoo say, the project is going to cost $5 or you're going to cost $1,000. And my budget will be $1,000. They say, okay, we'll get it, we'll set the money aside. The money you're not getting yet, but we'll just agree that yes, we're ready to go to the bank, just come, but your expenditure should be in the range of $1,000. That's the way budgeted you see there. On the other side, that is with 1.4 million. That's the budgeted side there. You seen it? If you are on the paper, it's around 1.4.
Yeah.
Now, you get the actual. The actual has to do with real expenditure you did. The actual there is around 770,000. You seen that? Right?
Yeah.
I just want you to, it's around 700. So that means the budget was what? 1.4 million. And the actual expenditure that were paid towards other contracts, other activities, administrative costs, it came up to 700,000. So have you spent more than what was budgeted? I mean, this one is a common math. You set up 1.4 million and you spent 700,000. Have you spent more than what was set up? You not spend more than that. So the balance is in positive. It's in positive $690,000, $990,000, or $190. You seen it there, right? It's in positive. It's not in negative. Now, this is one of the reasons when I appear on BKS the last time, the point I was making is this. When this thing came, they gave it in audit query. We responded to auditor saying, this particular area is mistaken when you're taking from here. It's not supposed to be among amount that was spent, the excess money, because the explanation say the excess money that was spent without documentation. So when you analyze what I just said, is it excess? Did that spending was excess money spent? It was not excess. Let's analyze it. You get it now. I mean, 1 point some more $1 million. You spend 770,000, 700 some more thousand. The balance is it the money you spend in excess? No, that money was the money that left in the account. So you can't tell me, say, because the money left in the account, it was spent. How did it spend? That's one of the areas I said the auditor has a problem. So people who responded to the auditors, the people need to understand what was there. Our response, we send it in. They didn't send it to the auditor. We didn't know for what reason. They went and responded, say we agree. So which of you here, somebody will tell you, say we gave you $1,000 budget, but you spent $500. So the balance $500 you overspent. So then you will sit and say, yeah, I agree, I overspent. You will not say that.
So Mr. Walker, during your tenure, there was some. I want to know whether during this time of the audit, did the auditor reach out to you, because from 2015 to 2023, it was mentioned. Do the auditor reach out to you to ask you about some information?
Definitely sure.
Did you provide any information to the auditors at that time?
Yes, I have the copy here. If these guys was going to talk about this thing, I would have sent it to you people before. From here, I will forward it to you, and then you will start reading the points that I made, the responses we made to those things. And these responses we made, unfortunately, somebody did not submit it. Somebody did not include it. We don't know for what reason, but it was not submitted. So your question now, as you say, and the new, I think maybe it'll be breaking news. As we speak, this has been filed by the superintendent, the former superintendent, to the current superintendent, that unfortunately these points, these responses we made, it was not maintained in the audit report, and the audit report is saying that this happened, and it's not true. So that information have been filed already is with the soup, and the soup is working with it to ensure that she forwarded it to the Auditor General. So when information is not provided, the Auditor General will say what they feel is saying. So yes, the information is right here. If you want me to even send it right now as we're talking, I can send it to you guys.
So based on the discrepancy as per the report that you gave to the auditor that were not included within the audit report, how do you look at this audit report as per your tenure?
The audit report as my tenure is misleading. That's I said. I've been saying the thing here. The first time I appeared, I said that information is misleading. That information is misleading. I've been saying it from day one when I appeared the first time on BKS. I said the information is misleading because the audit query can play with it and went ups and down with it. Nobody here heard me saying that went on air and said this is like they know, because why it was behind the closed door, it was still professionally being done. I said that and somebody said, oh, they said the time will work, this one happened like this. And I explained it. And in fact, they said there was no documentation. I still say it's ambiguous because documentation, I explained it that the money you're looking at is like 201,000. You're struggling with the specific time they talk about. 201,000, they said, from 2018 to 2019, 201,000 was spent. There were no adequate supporting document. That's why that statement is adequate. Meaning there were documentation, but they're not satisfied with this documentation. That's what I mean by adequate. Now, what does that mean? If the financial, the proof of payment, if it needed receipt, does it not have receipt? Be clear so that the payment does not have receipt. If it does not have procurement proceedings, say the payment you did, it has no procurement documentation. But you said there are no supporting, adequate document, something, for example, something like receipt, like procurement record, like contract, like this one. So which of these one were not there? That you couldn't say that the payment does not have this document, it have this one here. So I'm saying that particular one was ambiguous and it was, the information was misleading. I keep saying that. So adequately, like you said, the period that we work, The statement given, it was misleading because why? They did not read or they did not make use of explanation, the documentation we gave to them.
So on the audit report on page 8, they talk about third-party payment totaling 457,915. ARD 18,760. So how do you reconcile this? Did you give any report as to
That
this
is not my
third-party
period.
payment?
That is not my period. That third party payment we're talking about there, the amount we're talking about there was the spare parts the people purchased. I never purchased spare parts to pay anybody the full money before the work is done. No. In fact, the money they need me down there, all my work during my period that I worked from 2013 to the time I work, I never used over 250,000 during the budget period to repair the accounting machine. No way. Many times, if it is the road work budget will be in 300,000, it means the fuel, the workers' payment, the spare parts, everything will be in that money. But not a budget period we ever spent to reach up to 300,000 for spare parts before I talk about 400,000. It will never be Honor Peterson.
So you said you said, I'm coming to see you the last question. You said that based on the discrepancy as per the audit report and looking at the audit report coming from Harrison Yeremiden regime, do you look at that audit report to be factual or just something somebody just
This is what I'm saying. I like I said, because they dealt with me and those things I know, I was sure that were present. Certain things I know for sure, nobody can beat me on that, were present. The auditor say we're not present. Then I feel that from my side, the information was misleading. The who can talk about Harrison side was misleading. Now me, you would know what happened there. Like he said, let people listen to him. Why he said that? So the auditors may be right that all of those things they say is true. I can't say it's wrong unless Harris or Santa Cruz tell us say, look, the thing that people say we did, we never did it, and this is a proof, this is a proof. Then of course there will be an argument. Like for example, I just gave my own clear analysis about the $2 million they talk about. It was not during my time. During my time, nobody will even give you that check to carry to the bank. No way. You can't do that. That's a proceeding that you want to call you. It's not you will take that money to the bank. During my time, I can't allow that to happen. So I'm not talking about that. So I can tell the auditor say during the audit they did for RSNME was wrong. No. Auditor know that GSC we're talking about professional people. Know that these are professional.
They are professional, and you give they reach out to you to give information, but those information that are given to you was not included in the audit report
because people did not mention, people did not submit it to them. No, this is how it works, my brother. You are the auditor general. You say now that you are responsible to investigate to get a final say on information. You say you said you can't talk to me. I get all the information to you. You said for one reason. They not reach to you sooner. Then you jump because Lincoln is my boss. You communicate with Lincoln. Say, Lincoln, the information I want you to get, I'm not seeing you. Instead of you, maybe for JSA to come in, so Lincoln, Peterson already gave me the information here. You now, you will get to Lincoln, and then Lincoln get people to respond to it, quick, and send it to you. Maybe JSA not know that the information that Peterson gave is not in our system. Maybe Lincoln, he said to not know that Peterson information when you say had not reached to the boss, but Lincoln had gone ahead and gave you the information. Who information you're going to add on? Is it you said the information I get to you or the one Lincoln get to you? So this is exactly what happened to the auditors. And I'm telling you, when I send the information to you, you will read it. You will not see a single statement from us that talk about management response. Because what? Our position and statement at the time was not submitted to the Auditor General. So the Auditor General went ahead and acted on what he received, and which I kept saying, information given to the auditor and make the auditor to mislead the public. Because the information they provided is wrong. I left QuickBooks, everybody, if you here know about QuickBooks database system, I set it up From 2013, we work with you all to 2019. Why will you go order and say you're not there? So who took it away? Who ran away with it? Even if you say people, the men left the system, there are people not working with it because they not know it, it will make sense to me. But if you went and still at the time you were talking about, I used to tell the person, say the audit focus person in the county, say, open the QuickBooks, the people want the trial balance, go to the place, download it, print it, and give it to them. The people need a general ledger, go here, download and print it and give it to them. They were doing it live, that you must have talking today, we were doing it. Then you went and made report that thing did not exist in the county. Then I would deal with the work. Where I say that good information you get, I say misleading. That particular information is misleading. I feel that I did not disappoint the NIMA people because I duly perform the task I'm supposed to perform. If somebody did not provide the correct information to the auditor, then the auditor will mislead the public. So the information we provided, the auditor should go back and visit that information to correct that information to get to the public. But for Harry Enemy in the area and those people, they themselves will talk about it.
All right, they themselves will talk about it. Thank you, Mr. Walker. Thank you for those answers that are coming in. Mr. Denoir, the France man. So what to you?
Thank you, CEO. Good evening, Sharon Brother Peterson Walker.
Yes, how are you?
Good, Mr. Walker. And too bad we want to, how you call it, finish our time tonight. Down where there is no hand pump. When you stay,
go straight to your question. Don't start.
The may player role sharing our money in the country.
Who said no hand pump there, play?
Don't mind, my man. Go straight to your question. We're not bringing tradition here. Go straight to your question.
So, Mr. Walker, I listened to you, you know, you said a lot of good things, and at some point there was contradictions, and I wanted to look at it and the side of the contradiction. You said Peterson, Mr. Walker, you said Harrison did not. He quoted some of them was not professional, and then it was a big challenge for him implementing some of the key things that that dragging to audit today. And then during your time, you were so lucky to have, work with some professional guys around you. But yet stay, your name was also dragging to the audit report. Then I see you disheartening in saying that some of those guys, in fact, besides Harrison, the rest of the colleagues were not professional. And they not had any job experience before, sent to the positions in the county. The Saint Gita crew work a lot of places that I know of. And I work with Santa Cruz and I know his skills. I know how, strong Saint is when it comes to, work. His professional job. He served as CEO of the chief of staff of our office. And he also worked for Equate. He managed a school in Ganta too as well, from the financial, background. But yesterday you said majority of them never had a job experience. In fact, they were not qualified to be in the county, to manage the county affairs. So on the basis of those things, they were dragging to, they made a lot of mistakes in the county. But you people are so professional indeed. But yesterday, your name will also drag, your administration will also drag in the county, correction saga. Now, how do you, reconcile the two issues?
So thank you so much. But it's good that you brought this up because there are complete misleading information you just mentioned just now. There are complete let's say disinformation. Okay? Now, I did not call Santa Cruz that he's not professional. Wait.
You said he couldn't.
Bro, I will get to it. The thing I say is the person who said it is right here. I did not call Santa Cruz. If I were to call Santa Cruz, I would have said something about him that I know, but I didn't call his name because why? I was discussing the hierarchy. I said there was a big challenge for Harris Enemy. Everybody who will talk about PMC during my time, they will not call company, they will not call icon Macanon. You know Macanon?
I know
You know who
Macanon.
Macanon?
I know Macanon.
Okay. Macanon are talking about the one that work with me.
I know
When you guys
Macanon.
are campaigning for Santa Cruz, that got our intel. Now,
I know
what am
Macanon.
I saying? I'm saying them to me that you will not hear Macanon because what? They all of them work on the man administration. So when they are discussing that period, they call my name. That's the reason I didn't call Santa Cruz name. That means the challenge for the PMC team at the time was the level of people to work with. They don't have that requisite experience to guide them. That's what I mean. So if you want to signal out Santa Cruz, then you want me to maybe give my own what do you call percent. So and that is not an area. That is not why we are here. We are giving honest analysis about the regime that work. That's the regime that work. I gave my honest analysis. I little bit work with Harris Enemy. The time I was working, those guys I work with, Santa Cruz were not there. But does that mean I not know him? No, I know him. I know him very well. I know that Santa Cruz worked with that project in Ganta. I know that very well. I know that even Santa Cruz worked with the county. Santa Cruz used to come. You were with certain NGO. He used to come and ask me questions.
Equate.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They used to come and take data from me. So Santa Cruz will not tell you, said Peterson Walker never had QuickBooks set in the system. He will not tell you, we never have, even you never saw some of those things we did. If he says that, then that's his own way of doing. But what am I saying? I am not discussing individual. So you brought him up. That's what I want to say. Now, let me get to the place you talk about. I work with professional people. Why my name still in the corruption saga? Nobody will tell you, especially people who are analyzing that report will tell you, say Peterson is dragging to corruption saga. No. Okay? Let me tell you something. Like the questions you were asking, Jackson were asking. These figures, he were calling their names and asking how these figures went this way. The responses to these things, documentations are all there. Okay? There are clear documentations in those various areas. In fact, the system that I left there, I get clearly said that it was not, they didn't recognize it. They said it was not there. There was no system there. And I'm telling you, say, these informations are misleading. So how then will you say that? Okay, when you look at a period that people work, they're talking about a $201,000 information that were there. It was not adequate documentation. What is adequate documentation? What are the other documentation are missing? These are not provided. That statement is ambiguous. And that's the point I made. So the time these guys are talking about 5 or 12 million, I'm saying in my own Peterson mind, I don't believe that worked, but I can argue for them. That's what I'm saying here. I'm not saying the people went and took the people money and start doing something with up to 12 million. I'm saying I cannot argue on their behalf because they who know what they did, they will talk about it. So everybody on the show understands exactly what I said. I'm not saying that the people went corrupt, but I'm saying, yeah, they suffer. They have challenges because the people they work with were not knowledgeable. I mean, peace be to artists. Every one of us know Nelson is not he was not okay. Let's say he had never had managerial position before. He was not an administrator, but yet the guys work with him. What was a strong position they ever took? Say Musa, bigger job he got ever was loan officer from the bank to come and manage over $7 million in the county. What's the bigger position he ever? What a bigger, experience he ever had? So these young guys work with these people with no guardians. So what area am I wrong on? So I'm not wrong with anything. I'm not holding them accountable because something happened in their regime. But what I acknowledge is they may have all of the good mind to work, but still, if you don't have the experience, you will still have problems. I mean, there's no if and then. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay, thank you. My colleague Jason asked you a very important question, and I want to also, or to look at it on the other side.
Yeah.
During the audit, did you respond to any questions? Did they call you for questions?
Lincoln, hold on. Mr. Walker, before you answer, I sent you the email that for you to send out document.
It's right here. That's what I'm going to know, because the question I repeated twice.
Yes,
Go
because,
ahead.
yeah, because you I want to know whether during the audit, the period of the audit, the auditing or the auditor ever question or invited you for questioning or for answering. If yes, and then those guys who their name was recently mentioned in the audit reports, some of them, said they were not, or non, or how should I say, what should I say? Uh, the county or the auditor did not invite them for any, for any question or for them to respond to the auditor. They just saw the information in the public, but yours was invited, your side was invited for questions. So can you tell us the difference?
No, let me tell
because
you
because
this.
because you said you respond to some of the, you try to
I
clear, yeah, you try to clear some of the contradictions that were mentioned in an audit, and you
yeah.
try to, to
Yes,
provide
what?
information to them to make things straight. So but for them, they were not invited, and they never asked them, they never questioned, they never sent any information concerning the audit. So I don't know why you were invited and their side was not invited for any, clarification, or for them to respond to the auditor in due time, for them to, reconcile the, the differences.
Lincoln, I get you. Yes, I sent it to your Yahoo stuff. I don't know the email address he's talking about. I didn't see it.
Nope, I'm not on Yahoo. I just sent it to you on Messenger.
Yeah, Messenger I'm talking about, but I sent it to you on Messenger. I sent that comments we made on that's our responsive.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Yes, but what I'm saying, let me say this. I do not want to argue that whether they reach out to them or not. I can't argue that. Myself, the superintendent did not call me to tell me, say, Peterson, auditor here. Nobody called me. You know who told me? They contacted our superintendent at the time, Doc Cooper. Doc Cooper told the controller on ground. The controller reached out to me. That was when I said, that's audit. I know about audit. Even some of them were like doing some different things. I told them, say, I dispatched them. I told them, say, Gompa leave from Morovia and go to Sanikole. Go to Joyce, because Joyce was the audit focal person. Go there, you'll go respond to those people. You'll go all of the documentation they want. You'll get the all fast and pick the document and give it to them. So Joyce and Gompa, they left their work. We spent a week doing that. Okay, I'm telling you, I was here, but we were working. We spent a week. They spent 3 days in Sanikore. They did those. Now
that's where I'm
give me
asking
chance.
you, right?
Give me chance.
Okay.
Let me come to that.
Yeah.
I'm coming to the point you make.
Okay.
If I tell you they never talk to me, then I already know me to talk to. Each time the people they talk to is the superintendent.
Mm-hmm.
When they contact the superintendent can contact the other people. But if Saint Takrata, he said they now reach out to him, that lie. I will say that lie. I will say that lie. You know why? Why I say that lie? There was certain information that came. I told them, say, no, it's not true. I told Joyce, say, contact Sam. And Joyce reached out to Sam. And according to her, Sam said, y'all do the work. Everyone all working in the system. Y'all look at it. You know what was the information? It's right now staying in the audit. It was the petty cash. The petty cash management. When I saw that, I reached out. I said, Joyce, why am I seeing here with petty cash in front of your name? Because she was managing that. So they said, so Joyce said, but this thing is supposed to be ratified by the chairman and the treasurer. I said, but then reach out to them. And Joyce came back to me and said, I told them, but they said, I'm here, I should respond to it. The auditor asked for trial balance. They mentioned the trial balance in the audit report again. So I told Joyce, reach out to Harris Enemy. They reached out to him. He said, you'll get a quick book there. You'll go inside your printing. So all of that was happening, even though official communication did not come as written. But if you Lincoln work somewhere for that period, they say auditor come there. Even if you as gossip, you're not reach out there. You wait for somebody to say letter, because everything we're talking about audit, it has to do with your character. It has to do with your life. So you can't take chance. It's like you are somewhere, somebody is coming with the intention to dig you up and throw you in the water. Then you sit down and say, that man can't do what you finish doing. When you throw me in the water, I will get up. You will not. As a man, you will stand. So they had their own problem. But I can say they officially reached out to them because what? Mine said they never reached out to me officially. It was the superintendent at the time that passed the information over, and I immediately reached out to those guys. Those guys, I scheduled them. They went to Nima. The days they spent in Nima, they should have been in Nima. They should have worked together in Nima. In fact, that was my intention. And everything about Nima County, I want to add a piece there. Everything about Nima County, I don't take it as individual level. That's me. Because you know what? People who come to do audit, they have audited other counties. They know how other counties perform. When they come and get to know that Nima always in that level, at that level of being the best, there are other internal things could work. Everybody is human being. They could prove some other things. So when you are there in Nima County, you work in Nima, you work for the county, you don't work for yourself. So anything that will make the county name to be bad, even don't wait for somebody to say, let me reach out to Lincoln professionally before Lincoln Act, do the work that you're working for Nima. That's what I believe. That's why I put my all into what I do always when I'm working in Nima. I don't wait for somebody to what they call. Sam was working, he used to come with Equate, he used to come there, what have you, asking whether one day I never sat with him to give him information he needed. I always did that because I know NGO rating is going international, not in Liberia. They will say when you are not there, they report they're giving to their bosses, we went to that county, at least we get people that are working in that county. And that's how Nima used to be going during that time. So yes, if they reach out to them, yes, it could be, but internally,
So
we reach out to each other.
I want to ask you a question for your trip to Ghana.
Yeah.
Concerning the bill, the strap.
Yeah.
And then when y'all went to Ghana, there was 2 companies.
Yeah.
On the board. And then I'm trying and fighting to get the information straight from the database, but I'm finding it difficult for my
Which
end
database? Which database? Just tell me something.
because I'm not
Nothing
I'm
is not in my head. When you touch it, if you not know it, I will correct you and give you a response for that. So
I
tell me
think
what's your mind?
the trade your the
It was
former
Tico and
development.
myself went to Ghana.
Huh?
It was Tico, Yole, and myself went to Ghana.
Not only Tico alone, you went along with Regina man.
No, I'm sorry. That's lie. That's not the right information. If you just tell me what you want to know about that, I would give you the exact something and tell you.
But you said I got Regina now went with you people on the trip?
No, I'm saying no.
Yo, how many I went to Ghana?
No, what you want to know about this?
My question had to do with the name. So I want to get it straight before I ask my question.
It was Tico Yole, Ambassador Yole, and myself, and Peterson Walker. 2 of us went to Ghana.
Regina, that one with y'all?
I have given you exact information.
Okay.
If Regina went, then I didn't go with Reggie, but I'm telling you, it was that Yole and myself went to Ghana.
Okay. So I think it's a lot of it, for me to ask a question when you said
if the question was about Regina Man not on the show yet.
No, it's not only about Regina, it's also about the names I went, the names I mentioned earlier.
So the name I just tell you I just told you the name.
Yeah. So when y'all went to Ghana, there was 2 companies, and then the 2 companies were at the same level. So then you people decided you were asked to grade a company at equal level 5-5, and then based on personal interest and some how you call it, I don't want to be that strong and say bribery and all other stuff, but I want to be cool. And then you decided to get the other company 3, and your interest was also at the level of 5 from the both of you and Reggie. So it brought some serious
Let me say you want to know where my stand. Why did I take the decision, right?
Yeah, I'm
It's
trying to
circle
get it.
around integrity. I understand the point you're making. Let me talk about it.
Hey, but what the information is not coming
Even though
through?
it's not part of this audit stuff, but
No, but
I want to make this
it's,
clear.
it's
Yeah,
about the same county administration,
I
right? I'm
agree.
sorry,
I agree.
it is not personal, big brother.
I agree. No. I
Okay,
don't take it personal. Like I said from the beginning,
okay.
anything about Nima County, especially the role I play in Nima,
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing anytime, midnight to whatever time, to respond to anybody who called me and asked me these things. I want to, before I go to that, I want to let you know, not a single action I took in Nima that was taken bluntly, that was influenced by anybody. No, I can tell you that. If I took decision in anywhere, it's something I know it has some value that the people have to benefit in it before I take that decision. I'm not going to politics, so I can't take decision because it was political something. My decision is professional. Now let me go to that Ghana issue. There was a bidding process. It was not our role to play, but the county had some challenges at the time. They needed people who can reason, who understand some basic thing to play a role. In fact, against that, my chairman said the country is noisy. Can we do our way? Forget about this. I said, but the superintendent I need me to be a part of the evaluation thing. So let me play the role. He said, okay, I wish I were. So I was placed on a bid evaluation process team. The bid evaluation team was 5-man committee. The 5-man committee consists of Tiko Yode was the chairperson, Reginald Mayor was the co-chair, Mr. The late Mohammed Krumah, as the woman I was seeing in I play Mohammed Krumah. Then Peterson Walker was a member, and then George, Omen George, in last name going for me. He was a county administrative officer. He was the 5th person. We were there. Our role was clear. Our role is to evaluate these people and give our grading. Fair evaluation. And when you say fair evaluation from a person who comes from the perspective of professional standpoint, he goes ahead and enter his gut. That means go deep into what is necessary. We did an evaluation. I was on the financial team. My role that was assigned to me by Tico was I should evaluate the financial capability of these people. And my evaluation was based on what I perceived, what I seen was happening. North Star was a Liberian company. North Star had done some mining and what have you in Liberia. The next company was from Ghana. The steel company from Ghana have not mined Liberia. It's an international steel company. When I did the evaluation, North Star was local. North Star had no overseas support. North Star financial statement was, all of them financial statement were not audited, but they were operating in Liberia and they were functional, paying some people and let's say buying scrap around Liberia. The company from Ghana had another allied company from Great Britain, from UK, they call Van Dalen. Van Dalen company in Great Britain was the one that was supporting this steel company from Ghana. And so they allied with them, they gave them their ally, they give ally agreement that when that contract is consummated, the UK company is going to send the equipment, is going to do the work in collaboration with the Ghana company. Now, when we went to Ghana, all of these questions will pass through, and that was when we get the ally agreement. We get, the person who asked the question is not here, he'll come by anyway. We got our agreement. But when we came to Liberia, my concern was before we vote, I want to go and see North Star Yard. I want to see North Star establishment. And my response was, I should vote according to what I have seen. So I don't have to go to North Star Yard. I said, really? He said, yes. So, I mean, this is long time. We passed through those things long time. I just want to give you a little synopsis of the background from my decision. I said, okay. And then we went to the voting process. So if I have gone and get the ally agreement with Vandela and the steel metal over there, I know they got a potential, even though they did not have audited financial statement like North Star as well. North Star never had audited financial statement, but North Star gave some account balance, and they too gave their account balance, and they have gave their ally agreement. So what the scrap at the time value was, people were estimating around almost close to 30 million. I did not see the scrap. According to them, the scrap was huge scrap stuff. So I was looking at the company that has the potential, that has support overseas, that will not treat us unfairly. So I voted for that company. I graded the company for one, having an international connection, having an ally agreement, and have the capability to mine the scrap. I graded them the same point I gave to them with North Star. North Star had the experience as well. North Star had the financial statement where it's not audited. And North Star does not have any ally agreement. North Star will only operate as they are operating in Liberia on a low scale. So where do you want me to vote? So I voted my conscience. I voted according to these people like this, these people like this, these people like that. They all have the same financial statement. They all have it, but they don't have this. So that's what based on what I voted. And at the time I'm talking about, in fact, some of those things that happen beyond, I mean, the time I've gone back, I don't want to go to those things to create a lot of Pandora's box, because the thing I'm telling you, some people in myself can call ourselves majority block and what have you, because there were a lot of things there. Other people already have worked with North Star. In fact, my own intelligence showed me that even they voted before we went in the voting hall. So tell me, if they voted like yesterday and we're supposed to vote today, and all of their vote yesterday was for North Star, what was the driving force? So there were a lot of things behind there. We have come far. Let's talk about how that scrap money was utilized. In mentioning the order, I thought you were talking about the scrap. You wanted to talk about the scrap stuff. That's why I was going there. But for the voting stuff, let's forget about it. We're going far. We should move ahead.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Walker. Where we are now, I will go around for, everything gone. It's 6:51 p.m. It's about 10:51 p.m. in Liberia. And I know you will probably be around 4 or 5 now.
Yes, I'm going to 5.
Okay. So we will go to Jackson for his 2 questions, and then after that, we'll take your parting comments and call it a day.
Yeah, thank you very much, you, and thank you, Mr. Walker, and for your splendid deliberations. It's just like you did not send the document to the CEO.
I'll send it.
Unfortunately, I'm not seeing on my messenger.
So,
Maybe
okay.
you can send it through the email.
So we can peruse it to ask a hard question, but how be it? How be it? I just want you to drive her through to the issues that have to do with the strap issues, how the purchase, the sale was done, and how the bidding process. You were going through it, but you did not go into totality how the bidding process was done, and what was taken into considerations, and what the county benefited from the strap that was sold.
Yeah. Yes, I think I sent it again.
Yeah, okay, now I've seen it.
Okay. When I appear on BKS, they asked me the management of the scrap or stuff like this. I clearly told them that was not my responsibility. It was not my responsibility. The project management committee have a specific responsibility that the county gave us that mandate to play that role. But for any reason that the county sees you have certain quality, you have certain profession, and they working, they want you to contribute, they can ask you to work because we work as a team, and then we can provide our own expertise. That was why we took part in the bidding process of the scrap. This scrap, in fact, I was all the way in Zoge, in Glady, certain town they call Glady. I've gone to visit my mom. And then Regina, they tried to reach out to me. It was around, I don't know, around 2014, December. I've gone for Christmas celebration. And when I got to a network area, Regina man just called me and said, "My man, the superintendent had named you to be a part of the scrap bid evaluation panel." I said, "Well, I don't know." He said, "Okay, come. I think Tico will be having the first meeting, so you guys can have the meeting, so we can have the meeting." That's how I got listed and we started going the process. Like I mentioned clearly, that process, there were all roles given to people to play. Tico was the chairman, and this guy, how you call him, George Carmen. Oh yeah, that in the last name I'm looking for. George Carmen was the secretary, and Regina May was the co-chair. I was a member, and Mr. Mohammed was a member. So yes, so that's the role we play. And our evaluation, everybody is tasked with a specific role. And the question was, we're working for the county, we should objectively evaluate these people. When you guys may have because most of those people who still have some of those copy, they will see that Peterson analysis of the company, it was made from a judgmental point of view. I was not making analysis of a company. In fact, I never knew all of them. All of these people, I never knew any of them. In fact, at the time, I just imagine, over there, they called me, we came for the meeting, and they gave me role. I didn't know who is who. The only disappointment I had is when I came from Ghana, we did our evaluation analysis in Ghana. When I got to Liberia, I asked people who were the leader that I needed to have that same kind of evaluation or experience with North Star, and I was not given an opportunity to even go and make the decision. So I said, well, but then if I will vote according to my conscience, then it better the people I know about and I know what they have presented me, I should vote for them, even though they have problem. But they have a bigger side. So yes, I don't want to go in deep into those stuff. I just always want us to remain on the aspect of this scrap that has to do with the money that came in, and how they what they call it. From my experience, yes, money came in, like in the audit report. If you are not there, the audit report, they talk about the scrap money. Some of them came they collected in cash. Were not in full. They had no documentation, and they asked me. I told them, I said, "Look, guys, this particular thing with the scrap money and this and that, I was not managing the scrap. I was not, but I know that they didn't collect scrap money in cash because I saw checks that came for the scrap. I saw them, and they carried the deposit. So the auditor said they collected money in cash. They may have been collecting some cash. The cash I based on, like, if you are in Nima County, when you go tomorrow, you go do your scrap money anywhere, any part of Nima, you put in your pickup, you carry it to Monrovia, you will pay a duty fees to Nima County administration. You get that? So that amount sometimes it can be $100, it can be $150. So that cash they can go pay it. Like somebody who get a little scratch in a pickup, you not even get bank account, you not even get check, so he can't give you check. So they will go and pay the cash there. That's what I know at the time, because the county service center had come there, and the late Omer Krumah used to be ahead of it. We used to be talking about these things. We'll go for a meeting. Superintendent meeting time, they will discuss these things. So when the auditor mentioned that they collected money in cash for scrap, that was when I gave that clarity. I said, what I know about the cash for scrap, that's it there. But when it comes to the project, Nima County scrap project, it was never in cash. If Nelson Kwekwe time, they gave them cash of maybe $15,000 or $1 million Liberian dollars, then it was their time. It was not when I was there. I never saw it. So always you ask me the question, I will tell you guys during the time I was there, what I see. But when I left, if those people changed the entire thing and started to do different things, that's totally different thing.
So the I just got the your response to the auditor general. I didn't go through it that much, but in your report you claim all scrap sales revenue were deposited into the county account. Yet the audit fund weak controls and inconsistency. Can you provide proof that every dollar
So
collected
that
was
particular one, I was not a superintendent. If there
but it
is
was you
weakness, actually,
claim that all
it's not
scrap,
with PMC. I said it's not with PMC. Look, there are control.
but it's in your report, it's in your response to the auditor though.
That response there is with the superintendent, the controller, and myself. Okay.
So that there's a joint report.
Oh yeah, that response is at the time. It's like you working this time. So the time we were working, and that audit there is not for PMC, they're not PMC audit. All the thing you're seeing there, they're talking about, they're not PMC. The only thing you will talk about is the PMC is the time you spend your work on project. Then it's PMC. But they want to talk about
then the other one here says the management says procurement document were available, but the audit fund no approved procurement plan. Which account should the public believe?
And so now you're seeing the response with me. We're not saying you should believe us. Now
no, the management says
that's what I respond to. When the way audit works is this: auditor give their observation about certain things. They always say we observe. They will not tell you say it was true that the time is this. Auditor will never tell you that. Is observation reality? It's not reality. I mean, every one of us who went to school, we understand what they call observation. That's what came to your, vision. That's why you think it is. Now, auditor said they observed that this was not there. The management responded. And our response there, when you read it, it will tell you that these documents are with the file, are in the file, and they are named procurement file with you. They took those documents, they carried to Monrovia from Nima County. And you're saying that they're not there, please check. All of these were valid documents on file. So when management is responding to audit query, they don't tell the auditor you lie. Management say, this is what happened, and this is the justification. It left with the auditor to take it or not. But what is justifiable enough is what the management say about your observation should be mentioned within the audit report. But if you don't mention it there, then it becomes problem. Then why you did not mention management position? Because that document auditor is not holding any management now to do certain thing. Auditor will always give recommendation. That recommendation is bound to go to court. The legal people now will look at those recommendations, will look at your position, and then ask you question. But auditor gave their observation. It's a legal people now, the judge, the lawyers are going to go in the depth of those reports. So that's why we're saying that you can't say this thing not happened, and the people say, no, it happened. Then you don't mention their own side, you only mention your side. That's all.
Okay. My last question.
When you read it, I noticed that there was statement about it, so the public can know, because that's the reason that we put that up, so that the public will understand what was management position, even though the auditor did not mention in their statement.
Yeah, but from your explanation today, you talk about your started Quebo was since 2013. Why then did the audit find no evidence on an automated financial management system?
So the
stated the QuickBook was used since 2013, but the auditor is saying that there are no document, all of these things. Why? How did they not get access to?
So that's what make the statement. If you read that thing, like if you when you take it home today, read it. It tells you that management position about the audit something is what is the auditor did not consider our position. So the information provided to the public is misleading. I mean, we were categorical about it. The information is misleading. So when you tell me, when I come here, I say, since today, we will not eat yet. When I observed that we will not eat yet because we were sitting down, he say, looking. Then I just say, I observed that I went on the show there, Zoe came to the show, you never ate. So he will respond to me and say, "Oh no, that's not true. I ate this. In fact, I bought this food. This is the evidence that I ate." So, am I talking the truth, or Zoe is talking the truth? So this is how response to other report look like. So people will want deduce. Now, yes, I will look at you and myself. I'm talking. I say you're not eat. You say not eat. Like then yes, I will look at you and say, but mommy, if you say why you saying outside that? I mean, there are a lot of things people will say. So I'm just putting in that scenario to me. Auditor will observe. Management will prove, will respond. The public will judge. So we are saying that this is our position, this is how it works, this is how what works. A level auditor to say, okay, we agree or we not agree. So when you say you not agree, what does it mean? It doesn't mean it does not work. No, even the Santa Cruz man, you were talking about Santa Cruz went to New York, he saw the QuickBooks that was set up. Since 2013, the QuickBooks was still there, you work with it, he saw it. So will he say that he was not there? So auditor can't say not there. The worst enemy that worked immediately when Peterson left from there, from Nima County, my own worst enemy, if anybody could be my worst enemy, and went and saw the work we did, nobody will tell you, say, this thing was not there. Then even my worst enemy will say, yes, they were not there. They will tell you, say, oh, no, even though that man myself, we're not okay, but that system was there. Because these things are not, like we're talking on Zoom or we're talking on a screenshot, no. Then somebody say, voice of Tari have no screen yard. So who's going to say that it's true? Even though they have said their part. Why? They may say, what we're talking on a Zoom, they're not screen yard. What we're talking on, maybe the WhatsApp group call. So people have different way of looking at things. So when you are accusing somebody or when you are saying something about certain thing, that's why auditor will not say definitely this. They will say we observe. You know why they say we observe? They're leaving room for themselves to back themselves up. Because if you categorically say this is it, and the person take you to court and it's proven, you will be held accountable. So what you will say is I observe. It could be true, it could be false. So I'm saying that these things were there. We set up the system. Everything was the one from my period, from Peterson Walker period. I will always say that. These things were there. When I left 2019, May. So for 2019, May to 2019, December. How many months? Plenty of months there, right? Maybe the people that came in there, they were working there. They said the thing where the men said a lot closer. Nobody should work with it. Why would I say I was there to know? I don't there to know. But the period I left from there, that's why the response I made to each of those things, I would say at the time I work, at this time, I mentioned them clearly. So even the place you were asking question today about the money, this 1 year, why they said this money have no supporting document. If you read that particular sentence I sent to you guys, you will know that there are documentation that went with them in Morovia. Where they left this documentation? No, that's my concern.
Where they left those documentation will hold you right there. You know, well, folks, want to say thank you to you all for your time here tonight. Tonight conversation is just they are starting. We'll still call on Amen. Amen will continue to come here. They show that. Thank God, Amen from Tua River. So we'll be bringing him now. Another thing we're going to be talking every day.
Anything about the counter working time, about certain things happening that you think we can provide our own experience, we can provide our own experience to them.
Yeah, well, even though I appreciate you, though. I appreciate you for your time here tonight, you know, leaving your busy schedule and coming here is something that we appreciate a lot. For me, I have sit and listened to you keenly, and I would say from your previous, when we started the explanation, the background you gave, it shows to me that you are a seasoned financial person, and I appreciate you for your time in Nimba County. And at this point, our time is fast spent. I will ask that you give your parting comments on the 3 minutes, and then we'll call it a day. Next time we'll invite you, and even if you change anytime you want to join us on the show, you can, because definitely it's for all of us, Twa River. We not see
Thank you. Thank you so much, CEO. Thank you very much. It's just like our John colleagues just left the show. I don't know, maybe they would network or whatever.
Yeah, for those that are in Liberia, is the network issue.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay, yeah. So I just want to say this. Thank you so much for this show. And thank you for calling us to speak to the people, speak to those that will listen to us, those that will hear our voices as we speak on this show, so that they can understand. And I want to say this to young people. Do not take anything for granted. If you are giving a sweeping job today, do not be coerced by anybody. Make sure you do what you can do to the best of your ability. Make sure, even if you are not there after 10 years, be able to explain about what you did, how you did them. Because you know why? If you are not able to do that, there will be bigger responsibility. So that's what I can tell our young people. That if you're taking any job, don't feel that because maybe Peterson or people, he makes sure he brought me to job. So whatever he says is what I go by. Your own be judgmental. Know what you think you can do the best. Okay. Now from there to just come to our current discussion and get my parting comments from there. I'm always saying these things about the audit report, about the county position, in no disrespect to the auditing or the GAC. No. I respect the GAC. I respect their report. I respect their professional stand. Even my colleagues from high school, some of them work with GAC right now. We can talk. I respect them. The Internal Audit Agency, I respect them. In fact, when I was in Liberia, when CDC team took over, they were like forcing, I would say practically behind the scene, forcing me to leave the country so they can get a job to their partisan. I was seeking job with I call it Internal Audit Agency. I nearly got a job. Even Depuzo was working with me. The late Batikwa, the late Auditor General, he recommended me, and when we talk and think, he just told me, you know what, just rest assured by the time the budget passed, you will come here. A friend of mine, a good friend of mine from Twa River, Sylvester, the current Deputy Minister for Agriculture Technical Services, David Akwe, these are colleagues of mine from school that were all in GAC. I'm not GAC now, to Internal Audit Agency. So these people these are professional body. Respect them. But you know why? I will always say this. The system is working around some things that we need to look critically. What is working along, the system is working around is people are doing something because they want to please certain people. And when you get that kind of mentality into professional work, you pollute that professional activities. So I'm saying from my experience, the short audit period, from my experience, if this had been the way that GSC is telling people around that this person had this so and so money, the person, there is nothing like that, there is no that, then from my experience, I said some of those information, they need third party to go verify. I would say that what I would say. You take any professional person from any international area, you carry them to Nima County to look at the work we did at the time, they will never come up with a report of that statement they mentioned. There is no this one, there is no this one, there is no this one. Does that mean that everything we did was perfect? No, don't get me wrong. When you are in the field of play, even if you are a coach, you've been coaching, changing player. When they put you on our feet, my brother, that boy is all school go away, you will kick it outside. So what am I saying? When you are working on a station and what have you, there are some material mistake you may have. So auditor will come in and come up with that issue, which you will say, yes, I accept it. We will work on it and improve it. But do not come and see this one is not something somebody will put in your pocket to work with it and say you're not there. Then I will question your ability of saying those things. So that's what we're saying. So we're saying that this audit report, the period they audited, the information is not friendly, it's bad. We need to work on ourselves. We need to prepare ourselves and do better. Equally so, when management provide information, it should be given to the auditor. Auditor should acknowledge those information that is provided. So all of what you were talking about, we mentioned, we debunk their argument, and we provided justification for what decision we took at the time we took it, but they were not mentioned in the audit report. It needs to be mentioned. That's what I would say. But thank you so much for the time. And we should not be like, we are not knowledgeable or something and get into it. It will be a problem. If you are not knowledgeable or something, you get into it. If you are given that responsibility, make more research. Make friends with people who were there before. Make it your duty to get to those people. So that's it there. You calling me, Chief? Yes, sir?
Thank you very much, Mr. Walker. I think he's suffering from network and
Are you freeze up?
So thank you very much. Thank you very much for the time, and we hope to see you here another time for in the other conversation.
All right, so thank you so much. The guy has problems, so thank you very much. I will call it a day. We'll see you again.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
So that does it for tonight's edition of Riverside Talk. The opportunity is yours to join us next time for another entertaining conversation. Thank you for joining. Please hit the share button and share the show for more people to follow. Thank you very much, and have a pleasant good night.